Good morning once again. We are now ready to begin the Baylor press conference. We have with us Norchad Omier and VJ Edgecombe. If you have a question, please raise your hand and wait till we get a microphone to you. And then please give us your name and the outlet that you're representing. So at this time, we'll go ahead and open up the floor for questions for the student athletes. Jaden, can we go on the edge there?
John Morris, Baylor Radio. Norchad, for both really, Norchad first. How has going through the Big 12 this year prepared you all for what's ahead here in March Madness?
I mean, the Big 12, great conference. You play great teams in and out. You don't go in expecting to blow out someone. So, with that type of competition, I think they prepare us. They definitely prepare us for March Madness. We're excited to be here. And not just excited, we're excited to be here, get some dubs.
VJ, do you have anything to add?
Just to piggyback off what Norchad said, it's a very physical conference. I still think it's the best conference in college basketball. But, like you said, great teams every day. There ain't no giving on any night. Every game you got to work hard for.
All right. Cooper, let's go on the edge there.
Roy Ogletree, KWTX. Norchad, Coach mentioned about in years past, before y'all got here, that they were, the hunters and now, or they were the hunted and now y'all are the hunters. How has that mentality translated throughout the locker room?
I don't think anybody in the locker room think of themselves like they hunted. We always look at everybody like prey, if I'm being honest. We're the Baylor Bears, so, the mentality is pretty standard. I think everybody is locked in with that.
Any other? Go in the middle there, Jaden.
Sam Sklar with the Clarion Ledger in Mississippi for Norchad. You were teammates with Michael Nwoko at Miami. Just wondering what your relationship is like with him. Are you guys close? Have you talked at all this week? And what would it maybe be like if you guys are matched up on the court tomorrow?
Of course, Mike at Miami coming in. We went on an international trip together. We were roommates on the whole trip. So, we're pretty close. This come down to business. We text each other when we figure out we were going to play each other, but since then, we haven't texted each other. But, yeah, we're excited to play. Both of us are competitors, so we're excited to play each other.
And, Cooper, go ahead back.
BJ, how excited are you, to play in your first NCAA tournament? Have you thought about the magnitude of this at all?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm super excited, super grateful, but I'm just trying not to get too high. So just trying to stay grounded the whole time. I know it's gonna help me on the court. To help my teammates there to support me too. So, but like you said, I'm excited for sure.
John, Jaden, go back to John.
VJ, to follow that up, growing up in the Bahamas, did you follow March Madness NCAA tournament? Do you have any memories from that when you were growing up?
I'm gonna be honest. I only can remember last March Madness I watched back home probably was in 2021, to be honest, when Jalen Suggs hit the game winner. I remember watching that game. But to be honest, I wasn't really watching March Madness games back home. So I was mainly watching NBA games, so yeah.
Any other questions? Okay, go ahead, Jaden.
Just since you haven't watched a lot of March Madness games, I guess, how have you embraced the madness that is March Madness, or what have your teammates told you about?
This guy right here, he's been to Final Four. Jeremy been in the Final Four, so, they have the experience. They told me it's super fun, especially when you're winning, but, it's do or die. So if you win no games, then I don't think it's going to be fun at all. But, they've been guiding me through it, just telling me what to do, what not to do. I'm just grateful to have them around me for sure.
Any other questions? Going once, going twice. All right, gentlemen, you're excused. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
So we should be starting with the coach's interview at about 10:35.
breakfast crew today. I like it.
Good morning once again. We are now ready to start the Baylor head coach Scott Drew press conference. Coach, at this time, could you please give us an opening statement?
Well, it's my personal favorite time of year, and it's a blessing to always be a part of March Madness. And one thing with the portal and so many transfers, you're blessed to have an opportunity to coach a lot of new guys, and a lot of them haven't been to the tournament, so that's always exciting to see people's first time and just the excitement that goes into it, from arriving in the hotel and seeing the NCAA stuff and just how it's different. And I think all parents can relate to it. It's kind of like kids opening up Christmas gifts. So birthday gifts are always excited to see that. So no Mississippi State. Coach Jan's done a tremendous job there. You look at their team, very well balanced, but Coach Jan's always has a great control of the defense, the toughness, the rebounding, and once again, done a great job with this year's group.
All right, thank you, Coach. We'll now open the floor up for questions. Once again, please give us your name and your affiliate before you ask a question. Let's go there with Cooper, and then we'll go right Jaden up front here.
Roy Ogletree, KWTX. Coach, I was curious, the last time that you played Mississippi State, I believe it was in 2018 in the NIT. I was just curious as how much college basketball has changed since then in your eyes and what the differences have been.
It's amazing. You remember the losses more than the wins usually, and I remember they beat us on a buzzer beater, and that it was probably one of the worst rolls I've ever seen in the Farrell Center. So it was a terrible bounce for us, especially. But again, Coach Jans wasn't there at that time, so teams obviously different, plays different. But he's taken Mississippi State 3 straight years of the tournament. He's done a great job everywhere he's been, and every staff he's been a part of. And Josh Hubbard's one of the most dynamic scorers in college basketball. So we definitely have our hands full.
Okay, do you have a question here?
Yeah. Hey, Scott. Dan Walken, USA Today. So when you have a player like VJ, what's the process as the season's going along of figuring out, how to use him the best way to maximize what he can do, and then also just like, going into the tournament with a player of his talent level, do you almost like throw seed out the window because what he's capable of?
Yeah. Well, first, I think when you're in the tournament, we can all throw all the seeds out the window because nobody has a perfect bracket after the first weekend, it seems like. So with VJ, when you coach somebody like that, it's a real blessing because you get a Sports Center highlight virtually every other day in practice, and that makes practice exciting. But VJ's one of those guys that is a great teammate. He's a winner, and he affects every facet of the game. So he's not somebody that has to have the ball. He's not someone that has to score. He can affect it defensively. He wants to guard the other team's best player. He wants to get a double-double on the glass. He gets as excited as much with an assist as he does a bucket. So when you coach somebody like that, really it's easy because he's gonna play hard no matter if he's shooting or not. At the same time, the challenge is coaching someone like that is making sure that he's aggressive offensively because he is capable of scoring 20 or 30. And obviously you want to use all his talents and abilities, but I'd much rather as a coach have to urge someone to take shots and be aggressive rather than telling someone to pass the ball.
Let's go up front here.
In the Associated Press, Jeremy Roach, obviously local ties here.
Mm-hmm.
What attracted you to him, bringing him into the program, and what do you feel about his year? And just talking with him as well, he said he doesn't feel like this team has played its best basketball. Its best basketball's ahead. I wonder if you could address those.
Well, to start with, when we got him and Norchad, we're really excited about their leadership. Being both of them been to the Final Four, both of them proven winners. I think when you look at Jeremy's year, I don't know if there's anybody else in college basketball that's had 2 concussions, and so it's one thing adjusting to a new team. It's another thing fighting through health issues as well. And at the same time, he's absolutely right. Some years you just have more injuries than other years, and it seems like this year we just had a plethora of injuries, and we finally had everybody healthy because we waited a long time to get Langston back, and he came back and then wasn't ready and had to go back out. We finally got everyone back for Central Florida, and that lasted for about 4 minutes and change, and then we lost Josh for the season. And just developing chemistry, rhythm. It's tough when you don't practice and with everybody. And we've had a lot of days where when you have 6 guys in the rotation, you can't do much at practice because you can't get anybody else injured. So the last 2-3 weeks before Langston's ankle injury, we were getting some good practice time. So I do think we're playing our best basketball right now, and Langston will play, and excited to have him back in the lineup. And this is the time of year where you want to be at your best, and unfortunately for us, we weren't throughout the year, but we are now. So hopefully, minus Josh, obviously, but hopefully we can put our best foot forward. And you got guys that have won in March and know what it takes, know what it's about. And Jeremy and Norchad are 2 guys that are not scared of any moment, and blessing to coach.
Okay, up here on the other side.
Hey, Scott. Mark Canizaro from the New York Post. Just curious, for the uninitiated, what makes VJ special? What sets him apart?
Yeah, I think his athleticism to begin with. I've heard some NBA people compare him to Dwayne Wade, Russell Westbrook as far as just speed, explosiveness, and he's young. I mean, he's going to still fill out and develop, but that athleticism and the quick twitch that he has to get off the floor, I mean, you can't teach that. When he gets a rebound and takes off down the court, it's always dynamic and exciting and electric. So, especially in the NBA when you have more space, I mean, he's going to be a problem for a lot of years. What I love about him is he's so humble and he's such a great teammate. He's everything that you'd want in college basketball and basketball in general.
Okay, let's go to John on the edge.
Coach John Morris, Baylor Radio. So many of your guys have not been here on this stage before. How can it help to have Norchad and Jeremy in their Final Four experience?
Well, I think players always listen more to each other than they do the coaches. That's always 100% certain. And just those guys that have been to the tournament on our team and have had success, just them talking to the guys that haven't, that always makes it much better and easier. And I think they'll rely on them.
Okay, go back 1 seat.
Just going off of that a little bit, Coach, something VJ talked about is that he hasn't watched a ton of March Madness. So have you talked to him a little bit about the madness or what can come with this, or have you heard any conversation between the guys about that?
Well, I think the great thing about VJ and the whole team is you don't want to make you want to control what you can control, and focusing on doing your job is the most important thing. And that's what every coach tries to get their guys to do, and not get too overwhelmed with this could be my last game and whatnot. And especially you see that in senior night so much, and nowadays it seems like that really has more effect than it ever used to. And you just want them to get back to the habits, same old boring habits, and do what they do well, and not be overwhelmed with too many thoughts of well, what if I don't make this? What if this is the last time I put on the jersey?
Okay, we're going to go to John over here, and then we'll get you.
Coach, I'm curious, through the years, what have you seen as a bonus for playing on the second day of the tournament instead of the first day?
Well, when you're a higher seed, hopefully all the upsets happen on the first day. But now that we're a lower seed, as far as I think just everybody back at the hotel watching the games, how the intensity just gives them an idea of what's in store and what they have to do and be ready for.
Let's go across here.
Coach, you mentioned Langston will play tomorrow. I just wanted to clarify that. And also, when he plays, anecdotally, it feels like the team over the past few years has gelled and clicked when he's in there. Why is that?
Well, first of all, being in a program for 4 years, he has a great understanding of what we're looking for offensively and defensively. He's kind of a security blanket for helping guys out where to go, what to do. Very cerebral player. So not only does he know where he's his position, but where he can help out the bigs, he can help out the guards, and a coach on the floor. So and the game slowed down for him, and you want to make the most of everything, and I think sometimes watching, because he's been injured, you learn as well. And I think not only the experience of being on the floor, the game slowed down, but watching and seeing just what's needed out there has helped him as well.
Cooper, let's go in the back.
Chip Patterson, CBS Sports. With the transfer portal opening on Monday, how do you as a staff...
What opens Monday?
How do you, well, that's the question. How do you, as a staff and as an operation, balance the workload of focusing on the present and trying to get this team as far as they can in this tournament, while also understanding there's going to be, a lot of work that needs to happen to prepare for next season as well? Yeah,
that's a great question. As far as head coaches, if they're doing their job, are delegating well, and we all know the number one focus is this team. They've given us their heart and soul since summertime. We owe them all our attention and see what we can do. But at the same time, you got to prepare for the future as well. So it's kind of like scouting, making sure you're delegating and you have a pulse on what's going to happen next week as well.
Any other questions for Coach? Once, twice? All right, Coach, thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir. You have a good one.
Athletes at 11:05 is next.